Today in this video, I'm going to be telling you about an important principle in life that is critical to success. Most people hate. They don't like it at all. They want to ignore it. They want to believe they can have success without it. It is not one that people are willing to accept. If you will adopt this one principle in life, and other people won't, it's going to make all the difference. If you're just joining me for the first time, I'm John from BulldogMindset.com, and on this channel, I teach you how to have the Bulldog mindset. It is the mindset that is necessary to succeed in life. If you want to develop the Bulldog mindset, click that subscribe button, and let's do it together. Click the bell so you don't miss any of the videos that come out every day. So this principle that I'm talking about today is a principle that is just critical if you want to succeed. And like I said, most people don't want to live by this principle because it's a hard one. And this principle is to take responsibility for everything. And I mean everything. You don't get to say, oh, this isn't my fault, or that person hit me from behind, therefore it's not my fault. No. You have to take responsibility for absolutely everything in your life, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's, quote, not your fault. You have to believe it is your fault. Why? Because it's your life. It's your responsibility. Ultimately, you're the one who has to deal with the consequences. You're the one who has to solve the problem if it's going to be solved. And so it makes no sense, even if you feel like something's not your fault, even if life is not fair, and it is not fair, ladies and gentlemen, it is not fair. It makes no sense to try and defer the responsibility to someone else, or to give it to someone else, or to make any kind of blame. Because ultimately, while it may make you feel better, and it may justify you, and it may make the little voice inside your head say, oh yeah, you're okay, you're right, it's not fair, and coddle yourself, what's gonna happen is it's not going to actually change your reality. It's not going to change anything about your circumstances. Okay, it may just make you feel better, but more than likely, what it's going to do is it's going to make you bitter, and it's going to take your power away. Whatever you don't have responsibility over, you do not have power over. Okay, it's a critical thing to understand in life, and the more that you take responsibility over things that, quote, aren't your fault or aren't your responsibility, the more power you will see that you have to actually change your life and to change your situation. It's all a matter of perception. Everything in life that we think is outside of our control is really a matter of perception, okay? Because what we do have control over in our lives is how we interpret things and what we decide to do in response to them. That's really the only piece of control that we have. We have control of how we're gonna interpret what comes in, okay? So we can see something happen, or someone can say something, or someone could do something, and we can choose how to interpret that situation, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's something that sets us back, or whether it's something that is going to cause us to be challenged and to grow. Okay, we get to choose the narrative, the story that we have behind something that comes into our head. And the next thing that we get to do is we get to choose how we're going to respond or react to that. Many times we don't take either of those choices. We become an autonomous robot. We basically allow an input to come into us, and we automatically react without taking a pause to decide how we're going to interpret the thing, or taking a pause to decide how we're going to respond. Instead, we just react. And the reason why I've adopted this principle in my life is because I found that if I don't take responsibility, I don't have power. I don't have control, okay? But if you take responsibility, if you adopt this principle, if you decide that I am going to be responsible for whatever happens in my actions, then you're going to have power. You're going to have the ability. You're going to see opportunities. Like I said, it's a matter of perspective. You're going to see opportunities where you didn't before, right? You may think that you're in an unfair situation. You may think that the deck is stacked against you. I was just speaking to someone who was just telling me about their story, about how they live in a third world country and how things are really hard, and how they hardly even have internet access, and they're feeling sorry for themselves. But then they decided, okay, that they would have to just make the most of what they could. They would take responsibility for the situation that they're in, and they would find a way to make things work. And they ended up making an online business and making a lot of money. If you choose not to take responsibility, you're basically taking yourself and you're putting yourself in the passenger seat of the car instead of the driver's seat. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be in the driver's seat of the car of my life. Even if my car doesn't have much gas, okay? Even if my car doesn't have much horsepower, at least I'm the one steering, at least I'm the one in control of my fate and choosing what happens to me, rather than just being strapped in the back seat and hoping that the driver is going to take me to the destination that I want to go. Take responsibility responsibility for everything in your life. Don't allow any excuses. Don't ever say that it's someone else's fault. Don't ever say that it just happened to you, even if it did. Even in those situations where someone rear-ended you, you got to go back and you got to say, okay, well, I'm the one who was driving the car, okay? I'm the one who chose that time to drive the car. I'm the one who didn't have a chauffeur driving me around or didn't take the helicopter because I couldn't afford it because I'm a chump. You got to figure out some way to give yourself the responsibility so that you can give yourself control, so you can give yourself some actions to take. Otherwise, you're just going to put yourself in that victim state, okay? And we want to avoid the victim mindset on this channel. We're about the Bulldog mindset, not the victim mindset. And that's all I got for you guys today. So click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.